Okay. So, welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the Fitness Headspace Podcast. I feel like today is going to be a real treat episode. I just got some kind of vibe I feel in the air.
It's in there.
A little spirit, and he is telling me that it's going to be a real vibe.
So what we talking about? What we talking about? Don't keep them waiting. What we talking about, Joy? What we talking about?
So yeah, we're talking about dating during weight loss. So you see the title of this video. Understand this is gonna be a real, raw, and unfiltered conversation. Cause I don't know how Deion's journey has been exactly, but I have seen both sides of the coin. So we're kind of gonna get into what I mean when I say that as we get into this conversation. So trying to figure out where to even start. Okay, so in my experience, and agree with me in the comments, yeah, let me know if you even experienced this as well. But is there a difference of dating just dating in general between being overweight and dating or being more fit or physically acceptable or whatever how you ever want to, the PC version of that or whatever, how you gonna phrase it? What's the difference between dating overweight and dating after you've, lost some weight, kind of coming to your fitness journey a little bit? Like, let's start with how has your experience been? Let's just start there.
So you touched on something. I thought of something completely different. I have to remember it. I'm just going to say it out loud so you can remind me as well, in a sense of dating somebody who's not on the same page. That's going to be later. So, yeah. My journey has been a little bit different because a lot of the weight loss that I did primarily was actually during middle school. And crazy part is that's when we deal with a lot of it, right? We're going through school, whether it's middle school, high school, and we're around people, we see different things going on. We want to look a certain type of way based off of what society is painting the picture to, for it to be. And it was once I hit like I think it was like ninth grade, ninth grade, because I used to be a little chunk monk, and it just got to a point to where when you started realizing as you get older, it's like, oh, okay, well, I might need to start taking care of myself because the person that I'm interested in, the people that I see them around, so
it's like, are you your crush's type?
Right. So
call it what it is.
I mean, hey, listen, just like you said, just take it out of the bag for what it is. And my thing is like, as I fast forward and got into the whole fitness thing, let me not say it I don't mean this in a bad way, but thankfully I did not have that distraction as much. Because at the time when I was really heavy into it, I was in school as well for audio engineering. So it was kind of like my escape type of thing. But to just give you a straight up answer, I never really had that problem personally because of the fact of I was never at a size where I felt like it would have been an issue with the relationship. So where I am now, as far as in a relationship, being the person that's, I guess you would say, that's more health conscious and stuff like that because of, the position that I'm in, there was a lot of things that I had to be mindful of. So like the way that I speak, the things that I, just all different types of things. And also trying to get into like competitions and stuff and realizing that there's going to be that sacrifice that you have to make for that significant other as well too. So it's like having that clear communication and your significant other really like truly understanding what you're doing. And if they're supporting you, I mean, they don't have to be on the same road, but at least supporting you as well. So long story short, I can't really speak on the, like to say the heavier end of the scale. But for me, being more on like the fit conscious and stuff like that, it's like I have to catch myself where it's just like I don't want my significant other to feel like, I'm telling her what to do, how to eat, or things of that nature. And I think that's really important, especially coming from that.
Other like dynamic of like being the person who is more health conscious.
Yeah.
And people assume that because we're like this, that who we date has to be like this as well.
Right.
Like, don't date people who are just like trainers and athletes, and we date people who are regular bodies. I love me a nice little dad body. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So it's like, that's one thing. And I'm kind of glad that you mentioned how you haven't really had it's any kind of like hardship when it comes to your dating based upon your weight. Because a part of me feels like weight is more acceptable on men in general anyway. Like women are more willing to accommodate for their partners having a little extra, like, you know what I'm saying, something to hold on to, fluff up or whatever like that. I feel like it's more like men can take that and just still be that cool, you know, bigger dude, whatever like that, and still can bag whatever kind of girl he wants. Sometimes with women, you gotta have the bar set a little bit higher. But let me go ahead and just answer my own question. So my experience, I come from somebody who has been overweight the majority of my life. So I've definitely, like I said, seen both sides of the spectrum. And I didn't consciously pay it much mind till like, honestly, into like my last year, high school, senior year, because I'm just like, okay, I'm about to go to college next year. I can't keep carrying this childish weight with me to college. I'm trying to, you know, get somebody's son to kind of, you know, take me out, whatever. So let me try to snatch it on in. But I was like, you know, because my dating experience in middle school and high school was not dating anybody. And that wasn't because of the weight. That's because I just didn't like anybody who was in my area, in my school. That was a whole different thing.
Man, you picky.
I mean, I don't even know, because I really grown up with the same, like we went to elementary, high school together. So I've seen y'all, I've seen who y'all dated, I've seen the mess, I've seen it, I've seen the babies, I've seen it all. I don't want to do with that. So the college, I'm like, okay, now I can break away. I can meet some new people. Okay, it's people who don't know me. I'm it's like, you know, your time to really reinvent yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to college. I'm going to be this girl. She's going to be a nice little socialite. That's not how it ended working out. But in my mind, that's how I wanted to go into it or whatever like that. But I would say my first real dating experiences have been mostly online dating. I don't prefer online dating now because of what I've experienced before.
Yeah, man.
But even just like the kind of dudes that, you know, I guess will hit you up or whatever like that based on your weight. Because even if I always carry my weight well, I've always had it like, you know, pretty much like proportioned out to where it looks like, you know, just like a girl who's like a little bit thicker around the edges or whatever. It's like even the kind of guys who hit you up are a little bit different. Not good or bad, just different. The kind of conversations we can have. Well, just with online dating, take that with a grain of salt, but the conversations can still be like a little bit more surface level. I find, and even just like the general everyday treatment, I find now, I mean, so many more like gentlemen type, like men are just so much more willing to go out their way for me, buy my coffee at, you know, the Starbucks or the QT or whatever like that, do certain things to really go out the way just to try to get my attention. Now, when it was the heavier me, I didn't meet as many courteous men, if that kind of makes any sense or whatever. So it's like even how men approach you changes. Now, a part of that from my own personal journey does also come with the fact that I've also grown as a person during that time. So it's like now I carry myself a little bit different. I think I carry like a certain kind of energy that men kind of just straight up or whatever like that. I don't know. But before, it's like, you know, going through that journey, my first weight loss journey, because I think I'm in like round 2, I would call it, season 2 of Squid Games or whatever. So going through that first like cycle of me losing my, like, you know, childhood weight, right outside of high school, whatever. I would say, you know, coming into myself, so figuring out who I was, who I wanted to be around, what I wanted to do. Like I'm in school figuring out, like, do I even want to do this major? So it was like something kind of come to territory to us where you're not as secure to even know how to vet certain people that you're dating during your weight loss journey and everything. And then feeling comfortable in your own skin to date as well. I think women really like resonate with that. It's like, oh, men can, you know, it's because like how women can say whatever kind of, you know, body type, men can do the same thing as well. Men like, you know, what they like. Everybody does not like the typical figurine or whatever. Comes in all little shapes, sizes, and spectrums. So it's like, okay, it's not the problem of them not finding me attractive. I gotta find my own self-confidence to even feel like I'm worth being like attracted to. If that kind of makes so it comes in a real different dynamic. So it's like that's why dating during, even no matter what age that you're doing the weight loss journey, if you're going to be dating during this time period, you really have to make sure that you've done that inside work, because, and then also ensure that person is like actively supporting you. If you say, hey, I'm trying to eat clean, I ain't trying to eat all this extra, and they keep coming home with like to-go boxes and all this other stuff, no, because you're trying to literally work against what I'm doing. Like, every now and then it's cool. It's like, hey, you worked hard, earned it, whatever. Please bring me a plate. But if it's like consistently, it's like, oh, I'm about to go work out, and it's like, oh, you're always at the gym, and like, if it's not like genuine support, like not even you have to come with me. If you do, I would love it. But you don't have to like be in the journey with me, but don't try to pull me back to where I've come from. Like, push me forward, push me towards my goals and everything. So, but let me not over talk this whole conversation. I'm gonna let you, please cut me off, please.
So yeah, I just want to jump in real quick, just so we don't, I don't forget. So you said something that was super, super important. We keep driving this home. We keep trying to nail it home. It starts with self-work. You have to really start here. Now, like you said, that support that you're getting from your significant other or a person that you're, potentially talking to, or in the motions of talking to, whatever the situation is. When somebody makes those comments like, oh, you're always at the gym, or da 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 da, I think it's a lack of communication. You guys not really seeing, like, having the opportunity to sit down and see where you are within your own personal journey. And also, yes, that person might need time with you, but also needing to, like, they have to respect those boundaries. That was another thing that we spoke about before too. So realizing like, okay, cool. Joy's going to the gym, she's doing her thing or whatever. I think what happens with not everybody, but I see it happen just due to the fact of a lot of people that I've been around. And, I have a client right now. She's been going through that. So I'll give you guys, a whole scenario. One of my clients to this day, she looks amazing. She's lost over 50 pounds, and her transformation has been completely night and day difference. Not trying to toot no horns. I'm trying to toot her horn. But what I noticed was, as she was losing the weight, everybody within the gym noticed it. She didn't notice it at first. And then she's like, okay, like, all right. Then when she went home, her husband started to become more insecure. And again, this is something that he's dealing with internally. So then he projects it out onto her and tells her, oh, I think you're probably at the gym doing X, Y, and Z, all these negative things, sexual things. So in his mind, he's building up this whole scenario because he's not in a position where he's open-hearted and he truly does love his wife and truly does support his wife as far as her fitness journey.
Not to be too much in their business, but has he ever like come to the gym with you all during like one of her sessions to kind of see how things are? I feel like things like might help. It's like just to kind of see like, hey,
so
literally
she told me that he has come to the gym before, but it wasn't a thing for him. Like, he wasn't really into it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. That's it. The gym is not for everybody. That's cool. But I think it's really important for people to respect that dedication and the consistency that it takes to get into the gym and to make that transformation. Having 3 kids, waking up at 4 o'clock in the AM, going into the gym, banging it out, to come home, to get the kids ready, to take them to school, to run around doing what she got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Dedication.
Exactly. And this is why I tell everybody, there's no excuse. You cannot, I don't like to hear excuses that I don't have time. No, you need to make the time. You have to find a way. If you really want something, you always find a way. If you want to go buy a bag, if you want to go buy shoes, if you want to go on vacation, I guarantee you'll find a way. You're going to ask somebody, or you're going to figure out, get some overtime, whatever you got to do.
There's a will.
Yeah, exactly. Where there's a will, there's a way. So the whole point of that story is just to put in a perspective of it's a really big thing with the support. And to tell somebody like, and when she used to tell me that, like, it used to hurt me personally. It's like, oh, like, you're starting to look like a man, or, like, it was just crazy. It was just wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell that he's hurt internally because he starts to see her grow and change. And he knows that the potential of, like you said before, as you go through your fitness journey, as your body composition changes, there's going to be a lot more people that are attracted to you. a lot more people. And that's what he was afraid of. So
Yeah.
him not being secure within himself and being confident, saying that, okay, this is my wife, I love her, I know, we have no problems, whatever the case is, he starts to project this onto her and tries to, I guess, like down talk her, belittle her, and things of that sort, thinking that it's going to get into her head for her to stop. And it does that complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? So it really does depend. Somebody can go left field or go right field with a comment like that. But I think it's really important to make sure that you and your significant other are on the same page with your own personal journey. You guys don't have to do it together. And sometimes you both will do it together. And I know you're gonna. I want you to jump in on this too. You can start together, but that one person might give up, and you'll look at it like, some people look at it like, damn, that person give up, or okay, maybe this is just not the time for them. You know what I mean? And you have to really just be in a position where, again, you know that I'm going to keep moving forward. Just know I love you. When you're ready, we can get this popping. As opposed to some people that I noticed, they're like, yo, like the whole relationship will change now because that person wasn't committed to that whatever you both were on. Things
And it's
change,
like her partner, like, one and one does come together to make another whole, but it's like it's still two separate lives. So even though you're in a place where it's like, okay, I'm ready to lose this weight or to get healthier or whatever like that, to get rid of these diseases in my body, I'm ready to make a full overall change of my lifestyle and wellness. Mm-hmm. That's something that you've come to your own conclusion about. So it's one thing to, and not even trying to nag your partner into wanting to do. It's like you can just lead by example. It's subtle ways that you can kind of bring them along the journey without having to be like,
here, let's go.
You never come with me to the gym.
Right.
You AFC and Popeye's chicken sandwiches and all this, whatever. It's like, you kind of just like, even sometimes just them seeing you being consistent. That's and seeing and seeing you feel better and have more energy, and then you're able to be more loving on them because now I feel good about myself internally. So naturally, like how you treat others is kind of like a reflection of how you feel about yourself. So now amazing. I feel vibrant. I feel exuberant now. Oh, so now when I see you, like, oh, hey, babe, come here, give me a hug, some love, whatever. And seeing all that good energy, starting to just, come towards them, it's like, dang, they are really out here just like, she's glowing.
Yes.
He's doing her thing, or he's, doing his thing. He's looking good. Muscles just pow, pow, pack. Got the little Terry Crews peck popping going on. And all this goodness. It's like, dang, like that's really admirable. That's very like inspirational. So, all right, you going to the gym what time in the morning? Like you really just never know. Like it can really just be subtle things. You're just like, hey, babe, I want to just try a meatless Monday every week. We just, both of us, we can still eat good whole food. Just no meat. Just try to find ways to work around it. Baby step them into, if you really want them, especially if you feel like that your partner has health issues where they would need to make the lifestyle change.
Right.
It's like, because nobody wants to feel like they have to do anything. People inherently want to make their own decisions. Yep. So you have to convince somebody that this is their choice. You gotta play into the game a little bit and be like, you want this for yourself. It's not me. Like you want to feel like this. You want to feel good. You want to stop going to the doctor every other week and get prescriptions and shots, whatever like that. Because you're tired of it. I'm tired of it for you. I'm exhausted. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of just be able to work with it. But that is a challenge. Like when it is to where it's not even yourself, it's your partner's insecurities that can kind of weigh it down. That's a tough spot to be in, especially you're talking about marriage and kids or like that. But I feel like, cause you ask me, I am the single friend. So I'm the one, if it's like too much of the negativity.
Cut. Easy.
With the quickness. But so all dating advice cannot come from me. So it's like when you're really with somebody, it's like you have to find ways to help them help themselves. It's like, yes. And then certain things hurt your feelings, or it hurts you when they say certain things, do certain things. express it. Don't yell. Like, nobody likes to be yelled at. Men, women, nobody likes to be yelled at. Come to them like, like, even when they just say it, that, even if you just look back and just be like, oh wow, and they catch the hurt, it's like, that really hurt my and now it's like, dang, because now they're saying like, okay, my words are like having a negative effect on my partner. I don't want them to feel this way. Like, maybe I gotta check myself, because you never know. You gotta, like I said, make people make their own decisions. Just let them just express your feelings towards certain things. And if a partner is genuinely there to work with you and be a true partner in that relationship, they would do the necessary things to make it work, to compromise, meet somewhere in that middle ground.
100%. And to kind of like go off of what you're saying, you mentioned it where, they go hand in hand. When you're trying to, when you're in a position, and I wouldn't say it's an advantage, but you're just a little bit further within your consciousness and knowing that you want to improve your lifestyle and all that stuff, and you're getting into all that, you can expect your significant other to jump on the boat with you like that. And especially with, if you're eating two different types of ways, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like for me, I was able to do my due diligence and research, and things are popping up on YouTube, and I was able to just cut things, just no problem, stop eating meat. You know what I mean? And not saying just everybody doesn't,
that the rest of the guys like tiptoe out the room of eating meat. We gotta just crawl our way out. He's like,
Yeah, because it was just like it was, when certain people just resonate with you and they connect and they say certain things like, oh, that's it. Yeah. That's all it took. That's all right, we're good. So with me, what I did with my girl, I was like, all right. So I was like, you know what? I was like, let's pick up some butternut squash. Well, I think it was zucchini, butternut squash, and a couple other things. So I ended up looking up a recipe. I was like, well, let's see what it is. So we did some zucchini boats. And she's like, yo, this is fire. She's like, and there's no meat in here? I'm like, so it's a way where you can ease it in, where it's like, babe, let's just try something different today. And not even putting it as like, hey, you need to eat healthy or whatever. It's just like, I'm already trying this. You want to try it and then see how it works out for you. The other thing is just being very aware of what you say, but it's not only what you say, it's how you say it. So it's like, all right, cool, we're talking. I'm like, all right, Joy, well, check me out. Like, you just came from the doctor or whatever, and speaking to you as a friend, it's like, well, how do you feel? You telling me, all right, well, shit, something got to change. I don't want to feel like this no more. I'm tired of taking medication, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, me being the listening ear, I'm listening to you. I'm like, all right, well, that's an opportunity for me to plug in. Like, yeah, I was like, I completely hear where you're coming from. I can only imagine, and just trying to put yourself in that person's position. And then from there, offering, and that's another way you can ease it. And like, hey, you want to come to the gym with me on Monday? Not saying 5 days a week, because you don't want to overwhelm the person, but like, hey, Monday I'll be free. Let's hop in. Like, let's see what's up. And give them that feel. And like you said, it's actions speak louder than words. That's what I really wanted to say as well. Just being a person where you're consistent. I remember when I used to work with a third-party company, I used to come in all the time with my food. And they're like, yo, you literally bring your food every day. And then people start plopping next to me like, so what are you eating? Like, how does this food prep? You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to say anything. You can move in silence. It's the actions that are going to speak for you. And it's going to start resonating with people. You know what ended up happening? My best friend he started doing his meal prep because we worked at the same place. Other people started doing meal prep. I'm just like, damn. I was like, look at this little way we done started. And you're not taking it in a cocky way. It's just like, I love seeing people take on I don't want to call it a trend, but a certain type of whatever you want to call it, something that's going on right now that they're noticing around them, and feeding into that energy because they know it's going to be something that's positive that's going to come out in return. So it's like just being very aware of saying, all right, cool. I'm not going to sit here and try to yap your ear off as a friend and be like, friend, right, your eating is da-da-da-da. No, it's like, all right, so how's your eating been? And when you start realizing, and when I ask you that question, like, damn, like this week it won't eat. Like, oh, okay, well, all right, well, at least you're aware of it. So now you've acknowledged it. What are we gonna do to change it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like small little things like that. I think it's more of communicating, like you said, expressing, and also taking the time to listen to what the person is saying, because a lot of the time it's like, okay, yeah, I want to lose weight. All right, well, you need to do this, that, that, and that, and that. Stop trying to give directions. See where they are. What type of things are they willing to try, and things of that sort too. So I just wanted to
Yes.
really reiterate that actions really do speak louder than words. But even if
Yes.
you're going to give those words, just make sure that you're very mindful of how you're saying those words.
Yes. Yes. I love that we've been having this conversation, honestly and truly. Like, and just when it comes to just like dating, as somebody who's single, because it's always two versions of it. So it's like you kind of talk about like how to work through things with somebody who you're already committed to. And now, when it comes to my experience of still looking for that partner, and you're still on your weight loss journey, more times now, like people, like I said, like they respect the dedication that it takes to even be on a journey like this. It doesn't matter where you start off at, whether you're a couple 100 pounds or you're, more slim, fit, trying to gain weight, gain muscle, whatever like that. It's like people people love to see people who are passionate about something. So it's like, somebody seeing you bringing in your meal preps every day. I love that Deion even mentioned that, like seeing you come in every day with your meals ready, being like, on your breaks at work, you're not just sitting at the desk on your phone no more. Now we see
Right.
you like parking lot doing laps. Like, what they out here? Hey, what you out here doing? But it's like, okay, I see you doing enough. Okay, let me go walk with her one time. I don't know what they doing outside. Let me just go out there with them one time. It's like, small things like that. But also, I'm also kind of like cautious as to, because mind you, getting that people who are overweight is not everybody's preference when it comes to dating. Keeping that in mind. So I wholeheartedly understand that who I was maybe 2-3 years ago would not be the type of person that somebody who I date now may have wanted to date. So it's like, even having conversation with somebody and it's like, oh wow, you lost a lot of weight. It's not always what you say, but how you say it. Yeah, don't cut up on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Oh wow. I can tell y'all, because it's like you have to set healthy boundaries, like with your weight loss journey, and that doesn't even just go with just who you're trying to date. It comes with your friends. It comes with your family members. Because I know, like when I first started to lose weight, still staying at home with mom, we not on the same journey. And at that point, she was still the person buying groceries. So imagine how that is. You can you're not even your own food, and somebody's literally telling you this is what you have to eat from. Pick your options, put it together, mix and match, do what you got to do. So it's like at that point, it's like taking your own initiatives, being like, okay, I'm not going to tell you to stop moving differently, because you're still in this mode. It's not your time just yet. We can have that conversation on a different day. Let me do things on my own. So even if you do have a partner that you stay with and you have kids and everybody else eats a certain kind of way, have your own set of meals, your own little section of groceries, your own little secret pantry, something just of your own little health foods and snacks. That way you're not trying to change an entire household at one time. And then be able to, we go out with your friends, especially people who are like us, who are trying to get out of the whole eating meat thing. It's like finding options or places to go where you still have decent, vegetarian or vegan options that everybody else can still have their food. That. So it's like finding a good, healthy compromise. You may go to a steakhouse one day because all your friends want to go there, and you just order vegetables for that one time. It's like, okay, I'm taking the L on this one, but next time we go out, we're gonna go to a nice health food spot, nice little sandwich brunch, a nice vegetarian. I love a vegan Jamaican restaurant. I don't know how these two lives merge, but I'm in love with vegan Jamaican food. So we can go there one day. We can still, get some nice. It feels like hearty and it gives like that real home cooked vibe, but everything is plant based. So it's like find a nice middle ground, but they have to try to come into your lifestyle with you. all at once. Now that wasn't their choice. It wasn't their decision to do that. They just like, I'm just here to support support
Right.
you in all of your efforts. But I don't even know where to go in this conversation next. I'm just like,
So hold up, I got you. You mentioned something that I really try to drive home every single time to anybody that's married or in a relationship or has kids. So again, stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. You even said it just not too long ago. Yeah, you got kids, you got a husband and all that. They might not be on that same wavelength with where you are right now within your fitness journey and nutrition, journey and changing things around. And again, I'm speaking out of experience, seeing people and talking to people and helping them make those adjustments. So I don't want to sound like I'm speaking negative on anybody that's, that I've encountered. So I want to make sure I put that out first. It's the mental, like the thought process of, I already have this on autopilot. Let's just leave it at that. But thinking about, damn, I got to take another hour and a half to make my own meals. Yes, your own meals, because they're for you. You're doing this for you. You're not doing this for anybody else.
right.
Hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. I'm going to say it one more time. Hold yourself accountable. And that is really important, just due to the fact of, if you're telling me that, yeah, you're ready to lose the weight, but you're not willing to put in the work, what are we doing right now? And I'm not saying that everybody should be automatically ready to do this, but you should really be in a position where you're ready to make sacrifices and commit to certain things that make you uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. This whole journey that both of us are going through, it's still uncomfortable. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna post. I'm probably gonna post a picture on Thursday for throwback. And I seen a picture when I was at like in my almost 200s. And I'm just like, yo. So I've been at a weight where I was heavier. So I'll correct myself. But I was what we call like bulky. But that picture brought back so many memories. And I'm not going to lie to you. It was kind of like, it was depressing because I was like, yo, I was really forcing myself to eat to get this big. Where now I feel a lot more comfortable with the body that I'm in now. So like you said, your fitness journey changes over the years. You know what I'm saying? So just realizing that, again, whatever you're doing this for you. So whether that means that you need to go on Pinterest, you need to go on all these different places like Facebook got them. I think it's, what is it, Tasty? There's all these different little like they do like 30-second clips, minute and a half clips of showing you how to do meal prep foods. Well, food meal prepping. Same thing anyway, but you know what I mean. Because here's the issue, right? The number one obstacle for everybody that I come across that are telling me that they're having problems with eating is meal prepping, making the time to meal prep. So if you can find one of your favorite sources of protein, a decent source of a carb, and a decent source of vegetables that you like, and duplicate that exact same thing for the whole, for whatever you need to, whether you do it once, 2 different types of meals, 3 different types of meals, keep it simple. Right. And then stick with that. And then from there, it's like, damn, I'm kind of getting tired of this chicken. All right, cool. Take chicken out for one of the meals and throw in some salmon. Instead of salmon, take that out and put in something else, So there's so many different ways and varieties to do it. I just think that we're stuck. And I don't want to say programmed, but we're programmed to just think that, it's easier to go out and go grab food. Yes, it is, but it's going to cost you more money in the long run. And it's also not going to be as satiating. 1, 2, and then 3, your last issue is that you have no clue how this food was prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what really gets to me. I'm like, when we're going out, we're having fun, we're going out with friends and stuff like that. That's cool. We taking that risk. Not saying it's a bad thing. You still got to have fun. And it's all about balance. But you get to a point where it's like, okay, I have to be in control of me with the whole eating and the nutrition aspect. Because if you want to see the changes that you want to see, there's no better way than for you to take the initiative to say, all right, cool. damn, I know my eating is shitty. So right now, the first thing I need to do is cut out the sugar. Cool. We started with that. Now from the sugar, we start looking at the type of snacks that we're consuming because people don't realize that some of the snacks that we're eating are very calorically dense. So they're high in calories, high in fats, high in carbs, whatever the case is. And you're wondering why you're adding on so much weight because all the little nitpicking we're doing. So just being able to find a routine where it makes you feel comfortable, but not using, the kids as an excuse or the husband as an excuse. Because at the end of the day, they're not the problem. They're not the problem. It's an
And they're not
obstacle. One more time.
and they're not going anywhere. So you have to find a workaround for it. You got to find a
That's
workaround.
it. Imagine you don't have a car to get to work. What you gonna do? You gonna tell your boss you quitting? You still got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? So we about to figure out this way. Hey, listen, Uber right now, 2-3 times a week. This is actually cheaper than paying car insurance. All right, you get that done.
A friend, a coworker, like, hey, carpool, something.
I'm gonna throw you gas for the whole week. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's like if you take that scenario and just change this, the different situations in it or the variables in the scenario, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing, whether it's having to do with food, fitness, job, whatever. It's the same thing. So there's, like I said, there's no excuse. And I'm not saying it where it's like I'm being cold-hearted. It's like, listen, you're going to get to a point when you reflect back on it, it's like, damn, I was making up a lot of excuses. Everybody that goes through this journey says the exact same thing. It's like, damn. And they might not call it excuses. They might say obstacles, or they might say, something that was in the way. It's the same shit. Excuse my French. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make sure that I really, said that too, because it's like, I see it all the time. It's like, well, I can't do this. Yes, you can. You just don't want to yet. You haven't got to that point to where you're fed up with being at a position where it's like, damn, I'm ready for a change. But you have to get up off the porch. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is not going to be handed to you on a silver, with a silver spoon and a platter. There's going to be situations that you're going to get put in where your back is against the wall. And it's like, damn, I really have to go in full force.
Right.
And you know what? That's going to be that one thing where it's scary as shit, but you're not going to regret it. And you're going to thank yourself later on down the road as well. So like I said, it's a whole game. You know what I mean? And then my thing is going back to what you're saying, if I hear my wife or my significant other speaking that way, like, well, babe, I can't do it. Yes, you can. That's where we come in as a support. I might not be there, but babe, you got this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get it. What can I do to help you? If that means that, all right, I'm going to do some meal prep while you're at work, try to hook it up or whatever. Or, all right, babe, I'm going to look up some new recipes and I'm going to send them to you. And then we'll go over everything. We'll start meal prepping together.
Love that. I love that.
You know
because
what I mean?
Like, you could be the person where your partner is the one who's on their journey. So it's like making sure that you yourself are that support system is imperative almost for their own journey as well. So like, even just like, doing things that, you were saying, it's like, hey, so what's going on with that meal prep? Like, what do you need from the grocery store? I'll go get it for you with whatever. Oh, I see you over here going to the gym every day. I see you over here. You're looking good. Muscles and chest unfilled out. Nice. A nice compliment goes a long way. It's like, okay, that dress fits better on you now. Them jeans are just sitting up right now. The shirt is just hugging your chest, looking good now. I'm proud of you. I see you over here working. Just helping your like, even like the small little things can bring so much encouragement to your partner, to where it can make somebody go from just like, like tiptoeing their way through the journey to just want to just like take off, because now they feel accomplished. Like, okay, somebody else sees what am I here doing? Because it's hard enough to go through a journey, especially when you're first starting out and you don't see the change for yourself for a while. Somebody can tell you, oh, you're slimming down. I was like, where? Where you see it at? I feel like it's still there, but it takes time for you to see your own results sometimes. So it's like having somebody, especially somebody who's there with you, who lives with you, who's in the same space, who sees you every day, and seeing and having them acknowledge, like, hey, or having like you being a person to acknowledge, like, hey, I see you out here looking good. Like, I see you being consistent. You've been getting up early. You haven't waking me up either, so I thank you for that. You've been run. You just can't just been getting out the bed real cool and easy, without disturbing the whole household, and still handling your business. The kids have not missed a step. we still, like, we still have our time and everything like that. So it's like still finding that good balance, still having yourself be encouraged, having your partner be encouraged. And just it helps things go a long way, because when everybody just feels supported, heard, and they're able to really step foot in this journey with full confidence, or at least building us having that full confidence, it makes all the difference. It makes it easier to work on your mental well-being or your wellness practices, as far as meditating or yoga or whatever like that. We feel like, okay, I'm doing this for the health of my overall household, because it's like, setting the tone. It's like if I'm setting the tone that my household, and I'm speaking this now, like my household is going to be a household that is healthy. We're active, we're healthy. We don't have to go to the doctor outside of things. Like it has to be like routine checkups or extreme cases. There is no real in between. We're not feeding each other any kind of food just because it's convenient. And we're, having our daily devotionals, our, meditation practices and all of that, because it builds a stronger unit. So because we come from households where people have died from, diabetes or cancers or even certain ailments that can be prevented based upon a lifestyle. And we're thinking that it's genetic, to where, oh, my great auntie had diabetes. I know I'm probably going to get it at some point, and she lost her left leg. I might lose my left foot or whatever like that. Just, you feel like it's hereditary, but it's like, it's a lifestyle that has been coming down from generation to generation. So it's like, at this point now, it's okay, I don't want to repeat this cycle. Talking about, breaking generational curses. Your health is a generational curse. Your health is one of those generational curses. So it's like, we're going to be really breaking these, financial ties and these health ties, and we're breaking all these chains. Shout out to Mary. You got to be the person to be that catalyst for that change. It's okay, from this point forward, anybody who comes after me, this is how we're going to run things. So they're not even going to know how this lifestyle is within 3 generations down from here. They're not even going to be able to recognize how that might look or feel. They're going to have a family that is used to being together, that's used to being healthy, that's used to being active, that's used to being able to really fully enjoy life. That's going to be the new standard for our families going forward. That's how I feel about it. That's really the goal I have own personal households. I'm gonna just put that disclaimer out right there.
And I love that you did that, because we're in a society right now, and sadly it's the same thing with social media. And I was just watching a queen as well too earlier today, and she had somebody else on. They were talking about that, where it's like social media will give you this false narrative of what you should look like and what you should do this and what you should do that. But it still goes back into you making the decision and you making the choice, and whatever's being put in your face for you to either accept or ignore, and really see through the bullshit. Like, that's really what it is. All of social media is fake for the most part. You know this. I know this. Most people don't know this. That's why they're stuck with their head down on their phone. That's why I've been telling, I've been telling other people, yo, keep your head up. Literally, keep your head up. Get your head out of the phone. You should really look at your productivity on a week-to-week basis. And when they give you that's not productivity, but your screen time. And it tells you how much time you've been spending on your phone, and then the specific apps you've been spending your time on. Think about, taking that time to reallocate the time that you're using for that to go do some meal prep. What happened to that excuse we were talking about earlier? You get what I'm saying? Now, to backtrack with the whole hereditary thing, even on my mom's side, high blood pressure and things of that sort, all that stuff is something that, they're known for. But when I'm really thinking about the way that our people eat, from the Caribbean, specifically in Haiti, they don't use the right oils. They don't use the right oils. Vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, all horrible. Not realizing how many anyway, we're not going to get into all that, but just the harm that it does. And the crazy part is they eat some of the healthiest stuff. You know what I mean? When it comes to our greens and stuff, whether it's legume, kalalu, whatever it is, fei, it's all green. But the thing is, once you add that oil into it, it really just, it's counterproductive to the nutrients that's inside the food. Now, think about telling your grandmama who used to cook the way that she cooks, whether it's Southern style, whatever the case is, to tell her to change her oil. See what happened to you. Your neck gonna get snatched and you're not gonna leave the house. And you're not getting a plate.
I would not dare
Man.
go against her and her some people. My business.
It's like, I'm just gonna, so it's just one of those things where we're conditioned and we were always put in a position. And I never really looked at it that way till now that we're speaking about it. And it crossed my mind, but I was like, whatever, I could care less. I used to go to my grandmother's house and they used to tell me like, how much food do you want? I'm like, that's it. Like, that's all. Oh, you want a diet? You know what I mean? So I used to be looked at like it was a problem.
Yeah,
like,
it's
why
like,
aren't you eating?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, things change. Have you not seen the statistics in the US right now? You know what I mean? Like, I really do take my health very seriously. And it got to a point to where anywhere I would go, I used to bring my bag. I got a big bag that could hold up to 6 different meals. So for me, it's like I come prepared for any situation and then take myself out of the equation. So it is a thing where it's a generational thing where people think that, oh, this runs in my family. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that runs in my family. I don't even know what really goes on in my family because I decided to go the opposite way. And like you said, setting that standard moving forward for your generation now, and then the future generation of your kids and your significant other, also realizing where you are, communicating and make sure you both are on the same page. So when the kids come into this world, it's like, listen, yeah, the kids will know about certain things or whatever, but all this crazy sugar loaded snacks and juices and all that, that's wild. Like as a kid, I used to eat greens all the time and I love greens. You know what I mean? So it's like, it depends on how you raise your child and during the adolescence, giving them the opportunity to try different things, but also it's not what they're eating, it's how it's cooked. It's how it's cooked. That's the crazy part. Like I've ate some stuff where I'm just like, bro, this is what? Nah, get out of here. He's like, yeah, I would have never thought it tasted like that. But if you have someone that knows how to prep it correctly and it's bussin', you have no worries. So it's really one of those things where are you going to use your family's history as an excuse, or are you going to,
Here we go with that word again. Is it going to be an excuse?
As you can say, and I emphasize on it too, because that's all it really is. It comes back full circle to you wanted to make a change. You know what I mean? So whether it's a family thing, whether it's a significant other thing, it all starts with you. You have to want to make that change. And then from there, you have to communicate that with your significant other, with your family members, with your friends. Because if people aren't on the same page, like we said, we cut. You don't know how many people are cut just because they don't grasp the concept of why I want to feel and look better. It has nothing to do with bodybuilding. It has nothing to do with growing muscle. It has nothing to do with that. I just feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like going from
it got a little bit to do with that. It got like 20 to do with that.
You got a good point.
I feel good too. But we got, we kind of want to look good as well.
Little muscles. You're right. And that's one of those, I would say that's one of the things that, yes, like we said, initially it's where it started. But as you go and you grow from that point moving forward and you start to see all the other benefits that it rolls in with, it's like, damn, like even the discipline that you have, with a whole bunch of stuff, it spills over into the rest of your life. So like I said, it's one of those things where you have to make sure that you're clear on what you want. And even if you're not clear, just being in a position, where you have people around you that will support you, because that support system is absolutely everything. Doesn't matter what type of relationship. If you do not have that support system, I'm not saying you're going to fail, because like I said, that specific situation I gave you, she's overcoming all of it. Every last person, her mama acting that way, her husband acting that way, and she's like, her sister acting that way.
Like y'all feel that way
She
in your
throwing the
own
bird at everybody. She don't even care. You know what I mean?
period.
So, and that's the type of like, I'm like, damn, I wish I could just take that out of your brain and start giving it to people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so contagious in a positive way. Where it's like, damn, you just want to keep giving that story, but it's like you can't continue to beat a dead horse, and you can't lead a horse to drink the water. You know what I mean? Or you can't force the horse to drink the water. You can lead it to it, but I mean, it's up to them for them to take that initial sip and be like, all right, cool, this is what needs to be done. And then from there, I'm going to make sure that my significant other's on the same wave. And if they're not, that's okay. Just do not affect me in a negative way while I'm going through this journey, which is the most important part, you know?
That right there. So just to kind of give a recap on everything, we can think of all the gems that was dropped today. I would just put it into like the main points. And anything I missed, of course, you got my back on that, Deion.
You already know.
So like having intentions, knowing what you want and how you're going to get there before you even try to bring anybody else into the equation. That's whether or not you're dating or you already have somebody that you're already partnered up with. It's like when you're going to the journey, you have to be set already within yourself to like, this is something that I want to do for me. And you have to be bold enough. You have to be confident enough. And you have to be stubborn enough in that conviction to be like, okay, I will want their support. Of course, it will help, and I'll feel better, and I'll feel like, I'm really out here doing my thing. But if it doesn't come just right off the bat with all these encouraging words, whatever like that, I'm fine. I'm fine with being my own cheerleader until they can kind of get on board with me. So being okay with being your own cheerleader for a while. Hype yourself up. Every time you go to the gym, it's like put on an outfit that makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel confident. Even if you want to feel like, a little sexy, do whatever makes you feel like, a whole vibe in the gym. Go there, look in the mirror. Don't be scared of it. Look at it and be like, okay, watch yourself curling the dumbbells. Just be like, okay, I see that little muscle right there in the top. Just starting to poke out a little bit. Okay, I'm seeing it. Just hype yourself up like that. And when it comes to dating anybody, communicate where you are right now. Like, especially if you're single dating, like dating is all about collecting data. So you want to be able to supply them with needed information. It's like, hey, if you want to date me, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm on this journey. I'm trying to get healthier. I'm trying to better myself. This is what I'm doing. I do this that often. Not taking anything from what we're able to do. I still have time for us to go out and have time to connect and do whatever like that. But there's no certain times of the day. This is what I'll be doing. And of course, support would be awesome or whatever like that. Just kind of lay things out on the line that way folks can know what to expect going forward with you. When it comes to you already being with a partner, you have to be able to, make things work for yourself. So whether it's cooking your own set of meals or if you're the person where your partner is the one on their journey, being that true advocate for them, hyping them up, help, just making the load a little bit easier for them, like, cooking meals together, doing different things, so, go on a walk together, things like that, to where you can still incorporate your together time to where it doesn't feel like, oh, you're always working out and you don't have time for me. Try to find ways where it doesn't feel like it's a push, try to make everything merge, but still have them kind of like, kind of assimilate into what you have going on to where it's still good quality time being spent amongst both people and everything. And am I forgetting something? I feel like I am. Deion, help me out.
No, the only other thing that we had touched base into, no, that was it. Besides the whole, like, what we're saying, like, not using certain circumstances as an excuse. Okay? That's the most important thing. And, just making sure that you have that support system. That was the other thing too. Making sure you have that support system all the way around. And that's every relationship. It's not even just only dating. It's also every relationship as well, because it all ties into one another. I think that was pretty much everything. I think that was everything. That's the meat and potatoes. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
well then, look at us. Look at us out
With
here.
the wrap up, like, you know what I'm saying?
I try. Okay, y'all. So once again, thank y'all for coming through for another episode of Headspace.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Headspace Podcast. Lord, it's been a day right here. So yes, you guys, of course, like you say, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're brand new, I don't think I said our names earlier. I'm Monique. This is Deion Avril, in case y'all missed it in the very beginning of the episode. We would love you guys to always share this video out with just 3 people: your partner, your mom, your cousin, sister, brother, niece, whoever
Yeah,
you
mammy,
want
yeah,
to,
pappy, your uncle.
whoever. Don't really care who, anybody who you know would enjoy the conversation. And y'all, let us know, please let us know down in the comment section, how has y'all experience been dating during, before, or after your weight loss journeys? I know I'm here for the comments on what's been going on with y'all, because like I said, we've all had our own experiences. So kind of want to see like how you guys have been able to maneuver through this crazy thing we call life and dating. So definitely do not be a stranger. Talk to us down below in the comment section. And I think Deion has an update on his business that he wants to give us. Go ahead, Deion.
Ding, 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 ding. I guess we so tight. You just know me. So quick little update. So as Joy had mentioned, we have all this greatness coming on. So by this Friday, right now, we're doing a whole nother batch of orders for the new shirts. Okay, the Get Fit, Don't Quit. Now it's going to be starting from the 29th all the way to the 6th. And we're going to continue doing them moving forward. The website is dropping at the end of the month. So you're going to be able to get on there, take a look at everything, see all the success stories. We're going to throw galleries up. We're going to have a whole fitness blog. And that's where we're going to have everything there as well, too. So at any given time, if you're watching us on any platform, we're going to have a link tree in the bio. That bio is going to have the podcasts where you can purchase, the shirts and whatnot, and then the physical website itself. So everything is going to be all in one. We don't have to outsource and do so many different places. All the information is still going to be on YouTube, but you have a place where you can go to. You'll have meal guides. You'll have different articles that you can read on a week-to-week basis, and it's going to constantly be updated, and we're going to be giving you exactly what you need. And then later, we got some other cool stuff going on, but we're not going to go there yet. So yes, I'm really excited. I want you guys to literally get in that website, take a look at everything, give us your feedback, let us know what needs to be added, what you'd like to see more of, everything. We're here for it all. We love the constructive criticism. That's what it's all about, is helping each other become better than we are right now so we can evolve moving forward. So that's all I got to say, y'all. I'm going to drop the mic. I ain't going to drop this glass, though, but I dropped the mic.
And with that being said, y'all, take it easy, and we will catch y'all on the next episode.
Take care. We love y'all.